Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Jan-Jaap reporting for GJ Sports Studio. Welcome to the pitch. Today we're going to talk about, I have a question from the mailbag. We'll be coming on that later. And we're going to talk about, of course, Evra. Everything today is coming out that he's been fired from Olympique Marseille, and when he until the 13th of June 2018, where he will be hired, can't play European matches. I don't know if that is even also national. Then I don't know. But for the UEFA, I suspended him. So I think it's only national league matches. Um, and he's already on 36. So is his career done? Probably. I don't think. Maybe with a small club that I could see happen, but I think he's done, and that's a shame because he's a very good talented football player. Um, I had though, and I've been always thinking about since this happened, why did he do it? What was there been said? And before I did this vlog of this podcast for tonight. I've been googling a little bit. I came to a report from the Sun. With all due respect to newspapers, but the Sun is now not particularly a newspaper that I really trust. Um, with all due respect, I know they're not always painting lies or something, but how trustworthy are they? They're always somewhere good to the direction. However, they're not 100% being honest always. That's the problem with the Sun. There's always around 70-80% that is trustworthy, and the rest is what made up to make it more spectacular. Coming to Evra, what did the Sun write? That they have investigated and they heard that somebody should have said that he was not a real Olympic fan and he was standing there just to hype up the players, to make them being pissed off, whatever. And he was still dressed as an Olympique Marseille fan. He was saying that everywhere, but he wasn't a real fan. And stating, yeah, uh, how should I phrase this? That the fan would have said to him more more directly, well, you have to get out of Olympique Marseille and stay on social media making funny videos. He apparently was making on social media some very funny movies. Personally, if somebody would say that to me, I would laugh it off, walk away. I would not even go that far to kick somebody. I just that is the problem I have. For that reason, I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. That's also why it's not been on the report in our articles, because I think it's kind of, you know what I mean. And um, I don't believe a professional football player, would actually kick somebody for that. It's then his own fans. Oh, he said it wasn't a real fan. But okay, it was a fan. Let's say it like that. Um, Now I'm aware with football hooligans, the lowest of society. These are actually mongrels without brains. Most of them not the smartest of society. They just are gangs using football names to have a reason to beat the crap out of each other. Um, I think there's more to it. And here's also another reason. I've also noticed lately on social media, and maybe I'm getting old, maybe I'm out of touch, but the language sometimes is used as comments. I think has have your parents really raised you? I mean, seriously, the F words are flying as warm bread over the discounter. uh, illnesses being used like it's a normal thing, while it's actually deadly illnesses. All that kind of language that I think I could not even dare to say that. You know, you're talking to somebody, a stranger, and B, then about a person, a famous person, but you don't even personally know. So you just go state something on the fact that you think, oh, I look cool with using this language. But there stands only these words, and then you have to make a combination, and then, but it's not a true, a real um, reason given. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense sometimes, even these comments. And I think to myself, really? A whole other sport, and I saw that comment online. We posted about in wrestling that about Paige that she was single again, and somebody, yeah, but she's still, you know what I mean? And I think to myself, yeah, but how can you be that? I mean, seriously, do you know this person for real? You know, I think to myself, why? They're just writing that, and they're just. I know these are just 9 out of 10 these time trolls, and they just put it there just to hype it up, and they think it's funny. But trust me, these are 9 of 10 also people who don't have actually a job, and and just write something for the fun of because they're bored with their life, because they're too lazy to find a job, keep themselves busy. But coming back to Evra, I think with these languages combined, that it comes more to a truth that he said something so provoking. Maybe used an illness that has been running in his family, then it can make a little bit more true. I think it's still wrong to kick somebody. I don't approve of it, not at all. But if you see how the society is what for language is using, then I can understand that maybe it's coming more to a realistic thing to do it. I don't approve of it. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't. I think it's wrong all the time. He's a professional. He's there to earn his money. He's not there for an emotional thing or whatever. No, it's just his job. He just go home, and after that, and he has a nice time with his wife and his kids. I don't know if he has a wife or kids, but let's say it like that. He has, and do his daily normal thing. If he wants to come home and play Xbox for a crying out loud, then he go play his Xbox. You know what I mean? That is his thing. It is his job. It is not his personal passion or hobby. Yes, of course it probably was one day, but he's also a professional. And it doesn't matter if they lose 6-0 or 20-0 they win. It is just a normal job. He just still gets the same wage. That's my thing with professionals, and that I have to get a little bit more backwards and being relaxed about it, because he doesn't matter what they shout at him, he still gets his wage. And trust me, these footballers that they get paid. Trust me, as a normal with a normal job, you won't make that even in 20 years. What they get paid in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? And that is my thing. That is my thing. I have something. What was so provocative that you had to go to these lengths, Evra, just to kick him? Why? I agree with you right now. Evra, I will tweet to Evra this vlog, and I hope he will see it. And if he wants to give a response on it, I really would like it. And if he has something, hey, I want to come on the show or something, explain myself, you're welcome to explain yourself. It will be an open portal and explain yourself. It is an open invitation. I won't judge you. You just can tell your story so everybody can understand you more. Because you keeping yourself, you only did is thanking the real fans as support, but it doesn't give any explanations why and how far did that person go that you kicked. Why did you lower yourself to these kind of actions? Because it yeah, I don't know. And it happened before. and that was with Eric Cantona. But Eric Cantona, you have to understand, that was a very emotional guy. He had some real aggression power to it, and that's why he did it. So I don't know Evra personal. I don't know if he's kind of aggressive. I really don't know. Could be because some persons are more like that. You know what I mean? That because of emotional bounding, that they're quickly going over to aggressive rage. Can easily be. I don't know. It's just the fault that I'm conducting. I'm just rambling here about what could have triggered this reaction from Evra. And that is the whole thing why I want to talk about Evra. Because, you just don't go out and kick somebody. You really don't. And I don't believe that he, as a professional football player, he just go out and just kick somebody. He must have a good reason for it. And I would really like to know, because the thing that he should go home and stay away from Olympique Marseille and just go do social media videos, that I don't believe. That I won't buy. They go kick somebody for it. And if it's true, then okay, but then there's something wrong, because then there is something really hello, that I don't think that is real first. Of course, you have to look at it, what for language we used. If there's been illnesses used, it's running in his family, I can understand that. That I think is so wrong, and we all know what illness we're talking about here, right? And I'll be honest, I've seen on social media and also a lot that language is being used, like it's the normal thing on the daily thing, and that I think is also wrong. And you have always that's why I say, in these kind of actions, there's always two sides. There's two sides of the story, and sometimes there are two mistakes in it. You know what I mean? I don't believe that fan is the nicest innocent victim. I don't. I really don't. I can't imagine you just, as I said, you don't go kick somebody, out of the blue. If we'll ever know, I doubt it. The real reason, I really doubt it. I don't buy it in what the song has written. I really don't. If you believe that is up to you. If you think, yeah, that can be true. But let's be honest. Would you go kick somebody? Somebody said to you, oh, and you made some funny videos on social media. Oh, go home or something. Don't play for a club anymore. And you just go to these videos. Would you kick somebody for that? No. Let's be honest. So I don't buy that. I really don't. Do I agree with his punishment? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think actually that should have gone so far. Well, I just don't get. He got the red card, but he was not playing. Oh, so they can play 11 players. No, they should have already directly say, but due to we have given the red card to Olympique Marseille, even though he was not playing, well, you should play with 10 players. So figure it out who you want to throw out. You know what I mean? That's my point. My point also. I think that was a little bit stupid. Fact, that they said, yeah, he was suddenly not playing. Being that just between you and me, right? Between you and me. Before he got the red card, before everything happened, he was warming up. Because normally, I think he's in the league always playing. So would he not have played? Was it just a trick not to get away with that they just had to start with 10 men, just a sneak pose? I don't know. Personally, I would have done it also, coach. But that's just what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I mean, the coaches are not either the sweetest, people. Let's be honest. They're also if the one club they're shouting that from this side, and then if they get fired and they go to another club, they're shouting from this side. You know what I'm saying? It is that is the whole thing. Do I trust coaches? No, absolutely not. Do I think it's also a responsibility that always a coach gets to blame? Absolutely think it's also kind of crap. Now, what should Evra now do? Because he's 36, he got a whole suspension till next summer. He's fired from his club. Of course, he can maybe go to a very small club, but then he has to also get a pay cut from his China because nobody paid that much as in the lower ranks, and that is probably his only bet. So, if you were not Evra, what would you guys do? Would you say, "Hey, I'm becoming a coach or something"? I don't know. If I was Evra, um, I would do something to show me in a positive light. Go help somewhere, do some charity work. You know what I mean? I know it's a cheap answer, I do, but it sometimes also can give you a positive light. If he has anger management problems, yeah, then of course, and I don't know if that is true. I'm just popping all these things, possibilities in my head, right? If he has that, I would definitely seek help and make it a world fact. Hey, say, listen, I got anger management issues. Hey, but I'm seeking help now, etc., etc. Could easily be. I don't know. Um, but still, it puzzles here in my mind, right? For why did he have to go so far to kick a football fan? Because I don't think, it would have been noticed if that football fans start to kick him, then it's the fans, of course. But that didn't happen. So that is my fault. All right. Okay, the question I got question, and I got it in from one of my social media management from Facebook. And the problem is the guy, my social media manager, he forgot to write the name down from who it's coming from. So sorry about that, but and that's also 6 down. We've been looking through the notification. That doesn't go so that's fine. But anyway, your question came in about what's going on with what's going wrong for Arsenal. Of course, I could do actually a whole show for that, absolutely, because there's so much to discuss. But I will give you a few reasons what goes wrong for Arsenal at the moment. First of all, and the most important thing is Arsenal Wenger, and I have no hatred to him. I have none whatsoever. But the guy has been there over 20 years. And you know what I mean? I mean, he probably will soon get a silver medal or something. I don't know. But if you're that long with a company, especially in the football world, it's extreme long, right? How long Arsenal Wenger has been with Arsenal. I think the motivation is slowly starting to disappear. The motivation to win, to keep on winning, to keep on going, to go along in the top. It's really getting less and less and less because hey, I'm now that long here. They'll keep me here because I'm that long here. And of course, Arsenal Wenger is some sort of grown out as a club icon. But I think that is one thing. He's been there so long, he's not motivated anymore for the job. And maybe a new job for Wenger would do him very good. And that is also, if you're not that motivated anymore, you're not that sharp anymore, you don't probably put on the best team for every match. That is one thing. But also, if you see here from the summer and also on other times that on the transfer market, it doesn't seem that lucky. They're always talking about players and they're very close by, but then comes a bigger club and they snatch them right in front of their nose away. There was even talk about Mbappe going to Arsenal, and the finances. I think they could have paid him because what they get nowadays, the kind of money in the Premier League, it's so much. They could easily pay Mbappe. But Mbappe went to Paris Saint-Germain, and there were other players like that. With Sanchez to go, and there's another French guy coming in, and he's actually good. I can't remember his name, but I think he plays for Monaco. Um, I think if that went through, that he also had a good career. um, that is the thing. That is the thing, and not always being that lucky. And there's a other reason. And I don't want to be now sound very negative about Arsenal because I don't. My best friend is Arsenal fan, and I've been also for you talking with him about it and finding the correct answer for you. So I really went in depth for you. Um, Arsenal, with all due respect, has never been an end station for top players. Arsenal always buy players who are uh, maybe in their national league on the top, but they're not on the top of the the European club top yet. They are not. So what Arsenal does is they buy these football players, and they're very good at it, and I respect a lot for Arsenal, is that they buy these football players and even start to make them better. Lacazette is, for example, a very good example, right? You could see he had a great time with Lyon, but I don't think he was there to go over the top yet, going directly to a major club. And that's why it was Arsenal so perfect for him. And you see that Lacazette at the moment is development. Another good example is what I will always say is Van Persie. Van Persie came very young from Feyenoord. He was already doing that very well. He played a lot of matches. He played European champ, UEFA Cup matches. He won the UEFA Cup with Feyenoord that year. Went to Arsenal. And really, Arsenal started to develop him and really became good. And when he was on this high point of Arsenal, Manchester United came in and bought him away. And he had his top years at Manchester United. I think that Arsenal, even though they're playing always along with the top four of England, that I can't believe they always do, they should do, they're not a real an end destination for them in the Premier League. They're always bigger teams like Manchester United, Manchester City, uh, Chelsea, Tottenham. Tottenham is a little bit also a club you can uh, discuss about it from is there an end club? No, I don't think either, but they are getting better at keeping the major players at the team and growing further. You see that already this season a lot. How they beat Real Madrid, even though Real Madrid was not at the best shape at the moment, but also how they're doing in the English league and etc. Because if they would sell Harry Kane and stuff, and Eriksen, yeah, then they also will be lost. But that I don't want to go talk about Tottenham now. We're talking about Arsenal. So I think that Arsenal needs to learn to keep a hold on these major players, and that is the problem. You now see it with Ozil also. He's something I want to go away. I want to go somewhere else, and that maybe is because he came there and he thought, well, we're going directly Champions League. But, it never succeeded. If you also look at Arsenal, they're always coming to the second round in the UEFA in the Champions League, and they're done. And I think that is because it's some sort of team. It is a top team, but still a development top team. I don't know how you want to call it, but that is the thing with Arsenal. And I think when they are in a certain stage, when they be sold further to a bigger club, then they have this fallback again. They have to start all over again. And you see that a lot in like in Holland. Holland has the major issue. They see that with PSV, Feyenoord, and Ajax. And they see always the club who are the biggest place yet, but yet not sold to another country. They always become champion. And they probably will see when they become champions, some major teams come by and empty them, and the team can start from the beginning again. That is the problem also with Arsenal, I believe. That's my vision. So there are several certain benefits. So what need Arsenal to do? Well, first, of course, get a new coach. I'm really convinced about that. Then second of all, they need to hold longer on to those major players, like a Van Persie, and also be warned with Lacazette. Because Lacazette, I really like. I think he's a great player. He has a very good future with Arsenal, and keep a hold on that guy. Make sure he stays at Arsenal and build a team around him. I think then Arsenal, in a few years' time, can easily challenge Chelsea, Manchester United, all those big teams for the title. So in that way, it needs to caliber itself to the top of the English team, so that, and they're not so quickly selling the major players and starting from the beginning again. That if you do that, then you have a real good team. Because I believe in Arsenal. I think they have some great players. However, they need to learn uh, to keep a hold on to the major players. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question for the mailbag, you can put them in the comment box or on the social media where this video is planted. Just put them in the comment your question. You can also um, tweet them to @GTA Sports Studio on Twitter, of course. Okay, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jan-Jaap reporting for GTA Sports Studio. See you then. Take care.